Whew. Hey y'all, hey. Yes, I'm as fat as I look. Full ass face. Didn't wrap my hair up last night. Had my glasses on. I did work out this morning. I took my little RSO and I got to this thing where I was like, I'm doing too much, right? With infusing into all of these different things, ingestibles. And so, I don't really do concentrates like other people, like dabs and whatnot. Let me say this. I only do, I should have we should have bought some so I could try it. When we went to the dispensary, we only got, let's see, I just showed my regular people this and I was going to show this. This is going to end up being a GrowntokesSesh. But again, aren't they all? I just have to edit what goes to Patreon and what. Yeah, I have my pen, the CBD pen and the CBD tincture. My oranges. Because before when I said I gained half my weight back, oh bitch, it's all back. I gained it all back. All but like 5 pounds. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. But you see that says CBD relief pen. I want to puff on it, but yeah, I didn't inhale any of that because I don't want to. I took the little concentrate that I had. I attempted to infuse it into coconut oil. It doesn't look like it worked. So I put it in the coconut oil. So I let it simmer in there for probably, I meant to just do it for long because it's already activated. So I stirred it up into the oil I want to use. A lot of it seemed to be collecting in the bottom. After I let it simmer for about an hour, I put it in here so that I could take it orally. And then I put it in here because a lot of you know that I use this bottle for my hair oil and Mister's massage oil. Matter of fact, my scalp is dry. And I don't know if you can see, but I have glitter on my lips. And probably around my lips. Man, there's a lot on my actual lips. I think I'm going to go put some on now. Okay, let me finish telling you this. I'm all over the place. You would think that one would think that I'm already toast, nice and broiled. Broiled. I was like, what are the names for it? Baked, toasted. Y'all know I gotta be different, so I'm broiled. Brunch and broil. That's what it should be for me. Instead of wake and bacon, it's gonna be a brunch and broil. I need to change all that. I think Mister took my wand. What middle-aged woman says that? I think my husband took my wand. As she puts on her Hogwarts beanie. I don't care. It was a fire-ass series. A dub trilogy. Is it a dub trilogy when there are 6 of them? How many of them were there? Hogwarts, ho! Where's my wand? Repping Hogwarts with the elder wand, ho. Thought I was playing with you hoes, didn't you? Expecto Patronum! Expecto Patronum! Ridiculous! I ain't trying to evade a Kedavra nobody. Bad enough it's enough that I gotta deal with the grief and mourning from the natural Aveda Kedavra spell. But anyway, yeah, so I have this that refused to dissolve in the oil. So I don't know if any of the components really travel through the oil really well. It's obviously discolored a bit. So I hope that it went in there. Oh, I never did put this on my scalp. And I was going to see if it worked orally. Let's just see, shall we? Wah! Huh! What is it good for? Absolutely. What is it good for? Absolutely. If y'all saw how far my stomach was sticking out over my waistline right now, you can tell by my arm though. I get it, y'all. Okay, so as I was saying before this hot flash sneak cold cocked my ass, I think I actually feel it a little bit. The trick about dosing with concentrates is that I have to make a conscious intent not to actually smoke, because then you can't get a good gauge on how the oil affected you. So anyway, like I was saying, I put it into the oil and let it simmer for about an hour. But all of this stuff still settled at the bottom. And it stuck together. I stirred it around and it stuck to the remnants, the little flakes and stuff. But once it settled to the bottom and I tried to stir it in and dissolve it more, it stuck to the thing, to what I was using to stir. So I ended up taking it all back out of the everything that didn't turn to oil. And so when I poured them back in those containers, I made sure I didn't pour any of the. I took this and I took I rolled a little bit of it into a ball and I popped it in my mouth and swallowed it, of course. I felt like it was worth mentioning to Mister last night. I told him, I said, I'm just mentioning it in case I forget, because we like to gauge what does what. And so I said, when I tried to make your massage oil in my hair, when I tried to make the topical oil, the solid concentrate, they came out undissolved, obviously. So I told him, I was like, I took a little ball, like I tore a little ball off, rolled it up, and I told him I swallowed it last night. He knew something was different last night because, not because I was high, because I'm such a veteran now, you can't really tell. Well, he can, because he lays down with me every night, but you can't really tell when I am or not, particularly if I'm taking it or if I'm ingesting orally. But while I was cooking, you're welcome. So while I was cooking, and he came in and immediately worked out, because we're trying to eat earlier and get everything done so we could go to bed earlier and make the most out of our middle-aged days. So while I was in the kitchen, I pulled a chair from the table and climbed up in the cabinet, and he's looking at the ceiling like, what's that? There was some grease or some shit out there that got to the ceiling. And dust and shit. And while I was looking at that, I saw dust and shit up there. I was like, man, I need to get my domestic act together, because I'm not like getting corners. I mean, I'm not even doing regular stuff sufficiently enough. And here we are into the 7th day of 2019. So my stomach is already shaky, so I hate to do this, but it needs to happen. I usually use one of the smaller bottles that are only about this big, but I end up drinking another ounce on top of it. So I figure I just put it in a big bottle and just not take it all the way up to the neck. But that's a lot of prune juice. Probably 2 cups. How many in here? Probably drinking 10 ounces, at least 10, 11 ounces of prune juice. And I need to make some vegetable juice today, as a matter of fact, and have it ready for tonight. This shit should hit me like it hit me last night, then I'm gonna get some of that shit done. I ain't gonna get it all done, but I'm gonna get some of that shit done. It made my eyes water. That's how bad I didn't want to drink that. My eyes are water. So what else was I going to tell you? I never finished the story. And a half hour's gone by. Shit, maybe the oil did work. Then I just put it in my mouth. Shit. I think it did work. Bro. It did work. And it only took about 15 minutes to start ramping up. Oh, yeah, so what I was telling you was... last night while I was cooking dinner and he was working out. I mean, we worked out together, but he did some extra stuff. So while he was doing the extra workout and I was cooking, he saw me keep dragging the chair into the kitchen and stepping up onto it and going into the cabinets and whatnot. And so he was like, what are you looking for? And I was like... I just started laughing because I was like, well, I came up here the first time to grab something real quick. I was looking for breadcrumbs. I was like, I came up here first to look for breadcrumbs because I was making some mackerel patties, girl. Yes. And I made some beans and I put some, y'all know how I get if I cook lit. If I cook lit, oh, the meal is going to be fire because I'm cooking I think I'm subconsciously cooking to pacify my munchies, so I want whatever it is to be delicious already. But on top of that, it's gonna be more delicious because of the munchies. So, which is actually a tactic I use my nutrition wellness, because when you're munchies, everything's delicious anyway. Nobody thinks like this, because I was thinking, yeah. So back to what I was saying was so he saw me going up there about a third time, and so I turned around and I started laughing, and I said I said I went up here for breadcrumbs, but then when I looked up in the far back, I saw some stuff that I needed to get rid of that's been untouched for years, and that's our hoarding tactic. Is we both decide, okay, we're gonna do a Goodwill cleanse where we're gonna get. We don't want to be old and hoarding like most of our parents, most everybody's parents, or old people in general, because some of y'all's parents ain't that person. But I don't want to be a hoarder like an old person. And then when you get too old and stuff is too heavy and you're not even mobile enough to be able to move the heavier items, and or you just, it's so much overwhelming stuff, you just don't feel like it, and stuff continues to pile up, and then what? So when we de-hoard, we actually say if it's something that we haven't touched or looked at or thought about in I keep saying 5 years, but it ends up, it's so hard. You end up saying, okay, 8 years. If there's anything you haven't touched, and that's hard. You get something you haven't touched, thought about, or needed in 8 years, and you're like, but I could use this for such and such. It'll get you every time. So anyway, as I was saddied up, I was saddy. You either saddy or indie, and I was saddy. So I started throwing stuff away. Thank God I had the gumption to throw it away instead of just putting it to the side. But don't get it twisted. I put some stuff to the side too that I probably should have thrown away. And I realized I was just cleaning stuff and doing too much and then doing too much. I mean, I didn't want to stop, because in that zone you get a lot done in a little amount of time, even though there's still tons more to do. So I didn't necessarily want to stop. But I also had to stop because I needed to concentrate on cooking. Because that's what I was in there for. And so you can't do both. You can't clean the kitchen, do a total spring cleaning of the kitchen, and cook. There's no time. You can't do that. But I was multitasking like a mug all the same. I wanted to make some juice last night. I never did do that. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I need to get rid of some carrots that are in the fridge that have gone bad. And they've been in there forever if carrots had time to go bad, girl. But I need to go get some more vegetables to make more juice with fresher ingredients. I do have some carrots, though, that I can use instead of the old ones. And fresher carrots. But anyway, yeah, and that prune juice is working already, and it's only been 30 minutes. I take that back. It's 30 minutes since I turned the camera on. And I only hit the oil about 20 minutes ago. So, and I drank the prune juice after I hit the oil, so that was 15 minutes. Oh, there's a whole nother thing about that, too. I'll be right back. This ain't gonna take but a second. Even when I heard this song when I was young, even then, I had common sense. I was like, why she calling that woman? That's a grown-ass woman. Why she calling that woman? And why she not talking to the man that she claims is her man? Woman to woman. Now if you in my shoes, when you have done the same thing too. Woman to woman. Can't you see where I'm coming from? Woman to woman. Ain't that the same thing you would have done? You was wrong. Well, you was wrong. And if your home was that happy, then another woman would be the last of the things that could break it up. Like that was, if it like, and, okay. But yeah, so the prune juice work fast too. So now I'm going to finish telling this damn story already, right? So I was cleaning up everything in the kitchen, right? And then we came upstairs and we watched a little bit of Jackie Brown. I underestimate how good that movie is. Shout out to Pam Grier. Shout out to, and I really mean that because I know some people, because I've always been a Pam Grier fan, but I'm not like y'all. When I really love and admire an artist, I don't dissolve all of the fuck shit that they do. I don't dismiss anything that they do that's not up to par. And me mentioning that doesn't mean that I love them less, unless it's character related, a part of who they are, and it's it's some trash behavior. I'm saying all that to say this because as soon as I say this, people gonna be like, why you dissing her? Why you hating on her? Why? It's not a sum and game. Okay, y'all be the first one to say nobody's perfect, but y'all say it in the name of defending some fuck shit behavior. I say it in the name of people ain't perfect, and the flaw that it is, at least it ain't some shit she doing, to other people maliciously, or maliciously, or selfishly, or like a sociopath. But anyway, again, I'm saying that to say that Pam Grier ain't never been a great actress, and I think she's a wise and mature woman. I think she can admit that. Now, she was famous because she showed her titties a lot and she was physically beautiful. But she wasn't a great actress. The only time her acting really shined, and her acting shined on screen regularly, but it wasn't because she was a great actress. It was because extreme emotions are easy to do for an actor. So whenever she would be in a lot of her scenes call for, a lot of her movies call for extreme acting. Like she would have to be super mad or super angry, or she'd have to be super scared, and she was really bad at the general, natural, real-looking character exchange. Like, she just wasn't good at it. But she was beautiful to look at. And she wasn't so bad that it took away from the movie. Like, you still got the point of the scene. So, it's still good movies. Still decent acting. So, she did that. But when I saw her in the original Gangsters, all those guys, man. It was time to retire, but I'm glad they did a comeback situation. Everybody, I can't imagine being a famous actor or a famous talent for all your life, and then retiring unknown. I was just sitting here thinking because I was like, I bet that is hard for most people, but that might not actually be hard for me because I'm a bona fide thorough introvert. Y'all don't even understand. I'd be good with it. I'd be fine. Because the people that would still be around are the people that would generally be the people that were genuine from jump. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind about phony people falling off, from following me. Why y'all be? How did I get on this? I was talking about the effects of my oil. Yeah, so I was cleaning the kitchen and everything, and then when we came up and watched it, and after we came up and watched Jackie Brown, great movie though. Okay, let me come back to that because I do not want to, because this is the point I was making, and I want to leave my comments on Pam Grier on a positive note because I love her like that. So anyway, Jackie Brown was a really great movie, so shout out to whoever wrote it, bitch. Shout out to whoever put her as a main character, Just the whole fucking movie was fire. And you get to a point early in the movie where you like, God damn, this soundtrack is fire too. But all the characters brought their game to the table. And I'm gonna give it to experience that Pam Grier. I don't suspect that she took up acting classes, but her acting was notably improved. Like, this is some of the best acting I ever seen Pam Grier do. Now, I never watched the L Word, so maybe she was really great on the L Word. Maybe that's where she got her experience. And between me and you, since only a handful of y'all gonna be watching me anyway, between me and you, I think Pam Grier is a lesbian. I think she's always been a lesbian. But I don't think she's a lesbian by nature. I think she was driven to lesbianism by the assault that was enabled upon her throughout her life. Not career, life. Because it started at home. But I'm going to leave that right there because that's her business to tell if she so chooses to do so. But anywho, Jackie Brown's a bomb-ass movie. And so, yeah, I was lit up here. So we watched the movie. I should have turned the camera on and did a commentary because y'all know it was funny. But watched the movie. But then even as we watched the movie, I was still going back and forth cleaning up stuff in the kitchen. I was still stuck on cleaning the kitchen. But the movie was good. So it wasn't like I was distracted from the movie so much as I was distracted by wanting to clean up stuff, like detail clean, not just regular clean. So I made Mr. go to bed because it was getting late, and we, like I said, we've committed to trying to get our workouts in and eat earlier and go to bed, and eat and go to bed earlier. And I know he wanted a massage because that's why I made the oil. And my scalp feels better already. It was dry. So I gave him a massage. It did make his skin feel better. You know what? That's something you gotta try. I'll make a whole video on it, maybe not, but try rubbing this shit directly on your skin. It'll be like you don't have no fucking fingerprints, bitch. Your stuff will be so smooth. Silky smooth. Anyway, I was massaging him. And I was feeling how my heels felt. When I first, remember I told you I cured my dry skin on my feet with that shit. Anyway, needless to say, I cured my crusty feet issue with that. And now I use it on my feet maybe every 4 months just to make sure it stays gone. But anyway, I was rubbing his back and I could feel his skin just feel like, I'm like, this is exactly what people are talking about when they say like a baby's butt. Because even my fingertips, you couldn't even feel the, I started saying you can't because I got oil on my fingers, so I can't feel my fingerprints. That's how smooth it is. You can't feel your fingerprints, bitch. So, of course, his back really did feel like a actual baby's ass. And I was like, man, does it feel any different to you? Like from a person receiving it? Does your back like feel notably less dry? So anyway, I gave him his massage. And after I gave him his massage, I wanted to do some more stuff. But I know it's time to go to bed. So I laid my ass down. But I did want to let him know because he does like to be aware of how different things and different dosages affect me. Dr. Mister, y'all, he looks out for us all. So before we went to sleep, I started telling him how I was feeling. And he was like, oh, I was wondering what you were doing while you kept getting up in the chair and getting up in the cabinets. And he was like, I don't know. I was like I told him, I said, like right now, I feel like I want to get up and do some stuff. I was like, but I don't want you to think it's keeping me awake. It's just that I could get up and do some stuff. But if I lay here and because I had turned the TV on and, for background before I went to sleep. And I was like, but it's not like it's keeping me from sleeping because if I lay here and just be still, I'll go to sleep too. So it could probably help me go to sleep. So you could do either. That's what I like about. Well, I can't say that about all sativa. And in fact, I can't call all sativa because different things affect different people different ways. You know what? I'm going to get cute and discuss that. Because there are a lot of things attributing to how different things affect different people. But that's with everything.